In the dimly lit alley, oily puddles reflect the grimy light, casting long shadows that dance with unseen menace. Cuthbert's face, an unreadable mask, betrays no hint of emotion as he moves with chilling precision. The cold steel of the gun presses against the back of the man's head, a silent harbinger of the inevitable. His finger tightens on the trigger, each movement deliberate and final, sealing a fate with ruthless efficiency. A deafening shot echoes through the narrow alley, shattering the stillness of the night with brutal force. The victim crumples, his life extinguished in a single, violent moment, leaving Cuthbert standing alone in the shadows. A stark brick wall stands silent under the daylight. Sound. A muffled pop echoes ominously. A grotesque bloom of gray-pink mist erupts. The brick is marred by the splatter, a morbid tableau against weathered brick. The mist hangs, a silent testament to sudden violence. A body falls into the murky puddle, the impact sending ripples across the stagnant surface. Cuthbert coldly wipes the gun on his sleeve, erasing the final trace. The metallic click of the safety echoes in the alley as he secures the weapon. Cuthbert strides away, his dark silhouette fading into the maze of shadows. He leaves behind only the grim tableau of the alley and its silent witness. Absolute blackness. An infinite void stretches in every direction, devoid of light and form. A sudden, subtle anomaly appears. A fleeting pearl of pure, concentrated blackness. It hangs suspended, an infinitesimal point against the backdrop of nothingness. The void is silent, still. No sensation registers, only the stark absence of everything. Thought itself ceases, leaving a blank canvas where consciousness once resided. The pearl pulses gently, a singular entity in a universe defined by its absence. Gasping, I awake, choking on salt water. The harsh tang fills my lungs as I fight for air. Sand clings to my face, a gritty mask against the intense, artificial sky. Pushing myself up, I cough, the sound swallowed by the vast, empty beach. The world swims into focus, a blinding white blue that offers no comfort, only stark reality. I stand on a crescent beach, the sand, a perfect gold white. Jagged black obsidian arms embrace the serene bay. The dark rocks, slick and gleaming, appear unnatural. The beach stretches out, untouched and surreal. An alien landscape unfolds before my eyes. Golden sands stretch to meet an endless ocean under a sky ablaze with light. Towering behind, an impenetrable wall of thick bamboo rises. The bamboo forest vanishes into the blinding glare above, an ethereal border. Sunlight filters erratically through the dense canopy, creating dancing shadows. Nature's cathedral, a terrarium crafted by a meticulous, unseen hand. The beach is a border between the known and an unreadable, verdant mystery. A blinding white light floods everything. Weightlessness overwhelms as confusion mounts. A disembodied voice whispers from the void, I died. This can't be real, narration declares, lost in the surreal expanse. I stagger to my feet, the sand shifting beneath my weight, each grain a tiny world against the vast, indifferent ocean. The breeze is unreal, a gentle caress that belies the emptiness stretching before me. The temperature is perfectly neutral, too comfortable, a deceptive tranquility that hints at something amiss. Each step is heavy, the sand pulling me back, as if the earth itself resists my progress. The horizon stretches on, an endless line blurring the boundary between sea and sky. I stand alone on the beach, the only figure against the backdrop of an infinite, silent world. I walk towards the beach, my gaze sweeping across the dark sand. Searching, I scan the obsidian ring, a stark contrast against the endless shore. The ocean stretches out before me, a vast expanse meeting a blank horizon. Waves crash against the beach, the only sound in the desolate scene. No signs of life, only the endless horizon of the sea. The water is lukewarm, an unsettling contrast to the vast ocean. Wading deeper, a sense of wrongness lingers, like stagnant bathwater. I swim with purpose, driven towards a break in the sharp, obsidian reef. Each stroke pulls me further from shore, into the ocean's unknown depths. The dark reef looms closer, promising both passage and peril. Out in the open ocean, a tranquil surface belies hidden dangers. Suddenly, a powerful, unseen current erupts, violently shoving towards jagged volcanic glass. Impact. A searing pain explodes through the ribs, a brutal reminder of nature's unforgiving power. The ocean turns treacherous, the dream of safe passage shattered by a sudden, agonizing collision. A relentless wave crashes, driving me deeper into the unforgiving reef. The ocean turns crimson as blood blooms, painting a horrifying masterpiece. Sharp coral tears into flesh, each rip a searing kiss of agony. I try to scream, but the ocean's roar smothers my voice, filling my mouth. The water chokes, each gulp a reminder of my dwindling life. Darkness creeps in as the sea claims another victim. A serrated edge flashes, glinting ominously under the harsh sunlight. Steel descends swiftly, a silent promise of finality against the backdrop of the endless ocean. A sudden, brutal slice, the world tilts, the sky and sea blurring into a single, disorienting horizon. Darkness consumes all as the head separates, leaving only the cold, indifferent ocean. A canvas of absolute blackness stretches into infinity, an endless void. Darkness consumes all, a silent, all-encompassing abyss. Nothingness presses in from every side, a suffocating absence of light. The black void whispers secrets only it can comprehend. I awaken on the beach, gasping, the taste of salt heavy on my tongue. My body is unmarked, pristine against the coarse sand. How is this possible? The phantom memory of dying clings to me, a chilling echo in the bright sun. Confusion wars with relief as I stare out at the endless, indifferent sea. Darkness closes in, a suffocating embrace. Isolation deepens as shadows dance, whispering secrets in the void. A chilling voice pierces the silence, resonating within the mind, a haunting echo in the abyss. You can die here, the voice whispers, a promise and a threat intertwining in the suffocating dark. You just don't stay dead, it concludes, a disturbing revelation hinting at a fate beyond mortal understanding. The entrance to the bamboo forest stands, a wall of green stalks reaching for the sky, impenetrable and silent. Sunlight filters weakly through the dense canopy, casting dappled shadows on the ground. A lone figure pauses. The bamboo forest entrance looms, a maze of green. Eyes scan the seemingly endless bamboo, seeking a break, a path, a sign of passage through the emerald barrier. A hand reaches out, hesitantly touching a stalk. The quest for a way through the bamboo begins. At the bamboo forest entrance, a narrow crack offers a glimmer of hope. A faint breeze whispers through the opening, carrying the scent of damp earth. Desperate, I find a crack barely wide enough to take a breath. I wedge myself into the crevice, determined to press forward. Squeezing through, I risk everything on the promise of escape. A suffocating bamboo forest presses in from all sides, the stalks scraping and clawing. Claustrophobia tightens its grip, each step forward a battle against the overwhelming green. Time blurs as I shuffle sideways, the minutes stretching into what feels like hours. The air hangs heavy and still, each rustle of leaves amplifying the sense of isolation. A desperate search for an exit, a break in the endless wall of bamboo. In the bamboo forest, the air hangs heavy, tasting green and stale. Shafts of light occasionally pierce through the dense canopy above. Mostly, the forest floor is shrouded in pure, unbroken darkness. An oppressive silence blankets the bamboo, amplifying the feeling of isolation. Deep in the bamboo forest, the air hangs heavy, each rustle a whisper of unknown dangers. Sunlight filters weakly through the dense canopy, casting long, dancing shadows that heighten the unease. A lone figure stands amidst the towering stalks, the silence broken only by the wind. The sound of their own heart beats like a frantic drum, a stark rhythm against the forest stillness. Every snap of a twig, every distant bird call, amplifies the sense of isolation and vulnerability. Panic rises, a cold sweat clinging to skin as the bamboo forest becomes a labyrinth of fear. Deep within the bamboo forest, a sense of mental exhaustion begins to creep in. Suddenly, the dense stalks begin to thin, a beacon of light filtering through. Hope surges as the promise of escape becomes visible. With renewed determination, I push harder towards the emerging light. The exit looms, a stark contrast to the suffocating darkness of the bamboo. I explode into a world of vibrant green, the endless rolling hills stretching towards the horizon. The air is sweet, a stark contrast to the stale confines I've left behind. I stumble, my legs weak, and collapse onto the forgiving embrace of the grass. My chest heaves as I greedily suck in the revitalizing air, each breath a victory. The sun warms my face, a gentle promise of a new beginning on these boundless hills. An unsettling sense permeates the rolling hills, where the landscape feels artificial, too perfect to be real. The grass stretches uniformly, each blade precisely the same length, cut in unnervingly neat lines. The scene is beautiful, but wrong. Perfection without life. An unnatural stillness hangs in the air, heightening the feeling of unease. Endless rolling hills stretch to the horizon, bathed in an ethereal, unwavering light. White clouds hang motionless, suspended in a sky devoid of sun and shadow. The landscape exists in a perpetual mid-morning glow, serene and surreal. There is no wind, no movement, only the static beauty of the hills. The air is still, pregnant with a sense of timelessness and mystery, a world untouched by the sun's harsh gaze, existing in eternal soft light. A lone figure walks across rolling hills, an unchanging landscape stretching out before them. Hours melt away, the light holding steady, casting long, unwavering shadows. No hunger pangs, no parched throat, no fatigue and unnatural stillness. Muscles move without strain. A silent, tireless journey unfolding. The unchanging hills mirror the unchanging state of being, an endless walk. Rolling hills stretch endlessly, a tranquil vista under a vast sky. The scene unfolds like a screensaver, looping in perpetual serenity. I walk through this idyllic landscape, each step measured and deliberate, as if navigating a dream. The sun casts long shadows, painting the hills in hues of gold and green, a timeless tableau. An endless journey through a screensaver, where peace and solitude reign supreme. Across rolling hills, a lone figure begins to jog. The pace quickens, the figure sprints, driven by unseen urgency. Each crest reveals an endless repetition of identical hills. The landscape stretches, a duplicated patch of terrain. The hills roll on, an unending sea of green. The padded cell is sterile, an endless expanse of white. Light streams from above, casting no shadows. Thick padding lines every surface, a soft, soundless prison built for one. The air hangs still, untouched by time, in this eternal space. Is this heaven? A voice echoes, lost in the padded silence. A padded cell, built for eternity? A consolation prize for the unloved? The voice questions, desperate. The landscape shifts, the vibrant green of the grass beginning to fade. Patches of beige emerge, painting a picture of transition. The once lush hills gradually flatten, losing their verdant charm. The earth transforms, sandy textures taking over. The desert entrance looms, a gateway to an arid expanse. Green surrenders to beige. The desert's silent dominion begins. The white desert stretches, an endless expanse of compacted powder, blinding under the sun. The air is cold, the ground like marble, a harsh, unforgiving beauty. Above, the sky is a washed-out bleached ivory, mirroring the starkness below. An alien landscape under a silent, watchful sky. Isolation reigns. I walk deeper into the white desert, an endless expanse of blinding light and crushing silence. Each step is soundless, leaving no trace in the pristine, untouched ground. The silence intensifies, becoming a suffocating presence that bears down, a weight on my mind. The stark landscape stretches to the horizon, an isolating and surreal journey into the unknown. The white desert stretches endlessly, an expanse of blinding desolation under a pitiless sky. A lone figure stands silhouetted against the stark horizon, swallowed by the immensity of the landscape. A desperate scream tears from parched lips, a futile attempt to break the deafening silence. The sound is instantly devoured, leaving only the oppressive weight of the surrounding emptiness. Nothing remains but the wind whispering across the dunes, a constant reminder of isolation. Under the relentless sun, I walk on. Each step is a defiance against the endless white. The horizon blurs. The sky melts into the ground. There's nothing but white. Time stretches, each moment indistinguishable from the last. The desert's silence is deafening. The world's meaning fades with each step. Only survival remains. To stop is to surrender, to let the emptiness consume what little hope remains. I press on, a lone figure against the white abyss, driven by a primal need to endure. Under a relentless sun, a white desert stretches to the horizon, its silence absolute and overwhelming. Heat haze shimmers above the blinding white ground, distorting the distant horizon. The landscape is stark and unforgiving, an endless expanse of white under a vast sky. The silence presses in, a tangible presence that seems to amplify the solitude. Even the profound silence becomes normal, part of the desolate beauty of the white desert. Under the endless white desert, the sky shimmers, an ethereal canvas stretched taut over the silent expanse. Suddenly, a jagged tear rips through the firmament, a stark black line against the blinding white. The sky seems to glitch, reality itself fracturing under an unseen force. An unnatural darkness bleeds from the tear, staining the pristine horizon. The desert wind whispers through the growing rift, a portent of change. The tear widens, swallowing the light as the world holds its breath. The endless white desert stretches, blinding and surreal. A figure stands, motionless, overwhelmed by the stark landscape. A flicker of light pierces the monotony, an anomaly in the emptiness. Another flicker intensifies the sense of unease. A silent threat, static crackles in the air, an invisible force taking hold. A low hum vibrates through the scene, resonating with unknown power. Endless white desert stretches under a vast sky. The sky shifts, morphing into a dome of living images. A cosmic broadcast begins, showcasing past failures. Each scene plays out above, stark and unavoidable. In the sky, wigglers with too many teeth begin their eerie dance. A cartoon version of me appears, unsuspecting, a playful grin on my face. The wigglers circle closer, their movements becoming more frenzied. Pills rain down from above, a surreal and unsettling shower. The cartoon me swallows the pills, a blissful ignorance in my eyes. A laugh track roars, mocking and hollow, echoing through the sky. In the vast sky, weavers in suits materialize, their cloth faces expressionless as they deliver news of failures. Headlines scream of betrayal and cowardice, each word a sharp cut. Behind the weavers, fragmented memories flicker, moments of regret and lost chances. The sky darkens as the weight of past disappointments becomes overwhelming. A garish game show set dazzles with bright lights, a bizarre spectacle unfolding under its glare. A grinning skeleton in a tuxedo gestures wildly, the macabre host of this twisted game. Above, a giant wheel spins, proclaiming, "This was your life," in bold, mocking letters. The wheel slows, fatefully landing on Jessica, 5 years, a pivotal moment frozen in time. A loud buzzer blares, its jarring sound slicing through the celebratory atmosphere. The game show's dark humor amplifies the unsettling reality of Jessica's revealed past. A cartoon bunny hops cheerfully through a vibrant, animated world, a hopeful gleam in its wide, innocent eyes. "I try and fail to make friends," a narration laments, as the bunny's attempts at friendship comically backfire. The sky shifts ominously, bright hues fading as storm clouds gather, casting long, foreboding shadows. The bunny looks up, startled as the first drops begin to fall, the vibrant landscape now under a pall of gray. "Until wigglers rain on him out of storm clouds," the narration explains, as the whimsical world turns turbulent. I run, a solitary figure against the stark canvas of the white desert, the horizon a blurred, distant dream. The endless white stretches, an infinite expanse under a vast, indifferent sky, mirroring my every desperate stride. Each footfall echoes in the silence, a stark reminder of my isolation in this blinding, desolate landscape. The sun beats down, unforgiving, as I push onward, a tiny speck against the overwhelming power of the desert. A blinding white desert stretches endlessly, the sun a merciless hammer in the sky. Heat shimmers off the crystalline surface, distorting the horizon as I stand alone against the vast emptiness. Dusty and torn, I am weathered by desperation, a stark figure in a monochrome world. "Show me something real," I scream, my voice raw and cracking, echoing in the desolate expanse. "I know I screwed up." The white desert stretches endlessly, a canvas of sand under a merciless sky. Static crackles, an invisible force tightening its grip on the desolate landscape. The wind rises, an ominous howl that promises a brewing storm. Sand whips into a blinding frenzy, obscuring the horizon in a swirling dance of white. Visibility plummets as the desert transforms into a disorienting vortex of sand and wind. The world dissolves into a chaotic whiteout, where only the raw power of nature reigns. The sky breaks, unveiling an endless white desert. Under a piercing, clear light, a solitary figure emerges from the stark landscape, their form gaunt against the horizon. Pale-faced, with gentle eyes that hold both weariness and warmth, they stand resilient. In their grasp, a torch of pure white flame dances, a beacon in the desolate expanse. The torch's ethereal glow illuminates the vast emptiness, a symbol of hope in the stark desert. A vast, unknown space stretches into darkness, devoid of light and life. Silence presses in, broken only by a faint, lingering echo. The air itself seems to vibrate with unseen potential. A disembodied voice, OS, cuts through the void. Keep going. The face flickers, dissolving into the heat haze, leaving a solitary figure amid the vast, shimmering white desert. Silence presses in, heavy and absolute, broken only by the whisper of wind across the crystalline sand. A resolve hardens the figure's gaze, a newfound strength blooming in the desolate expanse. Boots crunch on the sand, a rhythmic march forward into the blinding white. Each step a declaration of defiance. The ground begins to shift, morphing into something surreal. Shapes emerge from the rolling dunes, hinting at forgotten stories. Buildings rise, carved intricately from the very sandstone beneath. Structures stand half-buried, as if swallowed by the sands of time. A memory landscape unfolds, ancient and haunting. Whispers of the past echo in the silent, sun-drenched ruins. A surreal dreamscape blurs the lines of reality, fusing childhood memories with present sorrows. The familiar corner store morphs into the school hallway, linoleum fading into scuffed tiles. Above, My ex's apartment clings upside down to a sprawling mall ceiling, a twisted mockery. Below, grief veils the stark hospital facade, a haunting reminder of loss. Impossible connections paint a poignant portrait of memory, longing, and the weight of sorrow. A cemetery stretches into the distance, sculpted with perfect stillness, a labyrinth reflecting a life lived. Each tombstone is a memory turned to architecture, standing silent and immutable. Regrets are fossilized in stone, heavy and unyielding under the endless sky. The landscape of memory is vast and eternal, each corner holding echoes of the past. Deep in the alley's shadows, a hooded figure emerges, an enigma cloaked in darkness. In the figure's hand, a ring gleams faintly, holding two keys that hint at untold secrets. One key, forged of steel, reflects the dim light, promising strength and resilience. The other, carved from sandstone, whispers of ancient lands and forgotten lore. A torch flares in the figure's grip, its light mirroring the celestial fire from the sky. The hooded figure stands as a silent guardian, ring, keys, and torch a beacon in the alley. In the dim alley, shadows dance as a mysterious figure emerges, cloaked in secrecy. A silent exchange unfolds, the figure's intentions masked in the alley's gloom. An outstretched hand offers an unseen object, a pivotal moment hanging in the balance. The transfer is complete, leaving a lingering sense of intrigue and uncertainty. A narrow alley, shadowed and damp, stretches into the distance, promising secrets hidden in the gloom. A weathered wooden door, scarred by time and neglect, stands stark against the cold stone wall. With a resolute step, I approach the door, the rough wood cool beneath my fingertips. The door creaks open, and I enter, leaving the familiar world behind for the unknown that awaits. An endless black hallway unfolds, its matte surfaces absorbing all light. The walls, ceiling, and floor blend seamlessly, creating a void. A sense of infinite, suffocating darkness pervades the scene. The hallway stretches into an indistinguishable, unseen horizon. An oppressive silence fills the air, amplifying the disorienting effect. An endless hallway stretches into darkness, lined with identical black metal doors. Each door is a silent sentinel, secured by a single gleaming brass padlock. The black hallway seems to deepen, the doors fading into shadow. An unsettling stillness hangs in the air, broken only by the echo of silence. The identical doors create a sense of oppressive uniformity and mystery. A black hallway stretches into darkness, the air heavy with unseen dread. At the hallway's end, a monstrous door looms, a final, terrifying threshold. Chains and locks imprison the door, a dense jungle of metal binding unspeakable horrors. Each link whispers tales of the terrors contained, a grim testament to what lies within. Sunlight pierces through, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. I stand frozen, the weight of unspoken words pressing down. Every padlocked door looms, a stark reminder of past regrets. I understand instantly. Narration speaks, the weight settling deep. A silent promise forms. Each regret must be confronted. I resolve to unlatch each door, one painful memory at a time. In dim light, a steel key slides into a lock, its metallic glint promising revelation. Heavy chains drop, clattering against the cold stone floor, signaling the opening of the final door. Elsewhere, a sandstone key grinds in a lock, its turn echoing with a sense of foreboding. The door, marked with sorrowful carvings, creaks open, revealing an aura of deep regret. The air grows heavy as untold stories of remorse and loss are released into the world. I stand alone in the oppressive darkness of the black hallway, a chilling void stretching endlessly behind me. Before me, the nearest door looms, its cold metal surface a stark contrast to the surrounding gloom. My hand trembles slightly as I reach out, the silence amplifying the weight of my hesitation. Fingers brush against the cold metal of the handle, a silent question hanging in the air. The oppressive darkness seems to press in, a tangible force feeding on my uncertainty. Each breath echoes in the hallway, a stark reminder of my solitude and the unknown awaiting beyond. Inside a dim apartment, a chilling memory flickers. My father's belt raised high, leather gleaming with menace. A small, trembling figure curled on the floor, vulnerable under the looming threat. The air thick with dread. A night etched in painful clarity, forever haunting the space. The glint of the belt, a symbol of fear, cuts through the darkness. In the cramped childhood apartment, a protective stance forms as I step between the looming threat and the trembling boy. My heart hammers against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the encroaching danger. The air vibrates, thick with unspoken menace, as I brace myself, ready to shield the innocent. Eyes blazing with defiance, I meet the aggressor's gaze head-on, a silent promise of resistance. "You don't touch him," I declare. The words a stark challenge cutting through the tense atmosphere. Inside the childhood apartment, a wave of confusion washes over my father, his face a mask of shame. He stumbles backward, recoiling as if struck. The room seems to warp around him, reality itself fracturing under the weight of unspoken truths. His eyes dart around, searching for an escape from the suffocating memories. Each shadow in the room seems to deepen, embodying his regret. Kneeling on the worn carpet, I feel the weight of the past pressing down, the air heavy with echoes of yesterday. A small, frightened figure cowers in the corner, a mirror reflecting a younger, more vulnerable me. I reach out, my hand trembling slightly as I offer comfort to the child within the shadows. The hug is a bridge across time, a promise whispered in the stillness of the room. "You're okay," I murmur, my voice thick with emotion, a balm for old wounds. "None of this was your fault," I say, a truth spoken aloud to finally set us both free. Light begins to seep into the room, a gentle dawn breaking through the darkness, revealing hints of familiar shapes. The light intensifies, pushing back the shadows, highlighting the textures of worn furniture and faded wallpaper. As light continues to pour in, details sharpen, revealing a child's crayon drawings adorning the walls. The apartment is now fully illuminated, awash in a bright, almost ethereal glow, every corner visible. The scene transforms, the intense light stripping away the mundane, leaving behind a sense of stark, dreamlike purity. I return to the dark hallway, the silence amplifying the weight of what's to come. The steel key gleams under the dim light, a beacon in the oppressive darkness. The cold metal feels heavy in my hand, a promise and a threat intertwined. Each shadow seems to deepen, whispering secrets I'm not sure I want to hear. The key waits, an invitation to unlock a door and confront what lies beyond. In this black hallway, hope and dread dance, each step forward a gamble, a relentless march through the black hallway. Each door a confrontation with past failures and self-betrayals. I cradle my dying mother, her shallow breaths a painful reminder of time's fleeting grasp. I unleash fury, striking down the abuser, breaking the chains of past inaction. Humility washes over me as I seek forgiveness, finally freeing myself by forgiving those who wronged me. A black hallway pulses with fragmented memories, tearing at the heart, offering glimpses of instant relief. Each regret confronted dissolves into the shadows, a painful release as the past fades away. With every resolution, a gleaming steel key materializes, solidifying hope in the darkness. The hallway transforms, illuminated by the keys, symbols of hard-won battles and personal triumphs. Each key is a step forward, a testament to resilience forged in the crucible of memory. In the inky black hallway, each steel key grinds in its lock, padlocks falling away from the massive door. A profound emotional shift occurs with each lock undone, an aging that defies comprehension. Time itself dissolves, its meaning lost, as the task consumes all awareness. Only the relentless turning of keys, the liberation of locks, holds any weight in the suffocating darkness. The last door yields, creaking open to reveal a bridge awash in ethereal moonlight. At the railing stands my younger self, a silhouette poised on the edge of despair. He teeters, a fragile figure against the vast, indifferent night. Lumiere, in stark white, leans against the rail, a cigarette glowing softly in the dark. His gaze is fixed, a quiet sadness etched on his face as he watches the unfolding tragedy. The bridge stretches into the darkness, a stage for sorrow and silent observation. Under the moon's gentle gaze, my older self moves with sudden, urgent resolve. I lunge, my hand grasping at his sleeve just as he sways precariously on the edge, a desperate grasp pulling him back from the abyss. I hold my younger self tightly, a fierce embrace against the encroaching cold. The wind whispers through the night. We don't die tonight. Not again. I vow, my voice echoing in the night. Under the moonlit sky, Lumiere's silhouette stands out against the pale light of the bridge. The night is still, shadows dancing around them as they stand together on the bridge. Lumiere's touch is gentle as he places his hand on my shoulder. A silent gesture of camaraderie passes between them in the quiet of the night. Good on you, mate, Lumiere says, his voice soft against the night. The world fades, consumed by an all-encompassing nothingness. A faint ethereal glow pierces the void, a beacon in the darkness. The glow intensifies, solidifying into a tangible form, emerging from the light. The final steel key, suspended in midair. The steel key hangs silently, bathed in an otherworldly light. A prize sought, a goal achieved, revealed in the moonlit void. The door opens to paradise, a garden suspended in endless sky, where blossoms scent the air with jasmine and honey. Shades drift through the garden, laughter echoing among impossible blue lilies, peace radiating from the soil. An arch looms at the cliff's edge. All ye who are done may depart. A choice, eternal rest or the void. Without hesitation, I step into the void. My body dissolves into white gold particles, consciousness fading. Looking back, I see Lumiere, hood thrown back, eternal, holding the torch, offering a silent farewell. And cease, narration whispers as I drift into nothing, a peaceful smile gracing my dissolving form.